Hello everyone, my name is Henry. I'm the Chief Market Analyst at UK Trading Academy. Welcome to our podcast where we're going to be talking about Forex, cryptos, commodities, and indices. I have right here with me Charlie Elmore, who is our head of trading. Hi Charlie, how are you doing today?
Hi guys, yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Henry, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you Charlie.
Good stuff. So this podcast is more of a introductory video for what to expect here at UK Trading Academy. We're going to get into that, but we're also going to be introducing ourselves as well and sort of what we do here at the company and what we do individually as well. So Henry, if you wouldn't mind telling me a bit about your story, how did you get into trading?
Yeah, so I got into trading in 2018. One of my very good friends told me about Bitcoin. So that was how I got into trading. And he told me about it, told me to invest in it because I was modeling back then. I was fascinated by the things he told me about Bitcoin, and from there I invested money in Bitcoin, and that was when I made my first 6 figures. And after that I just fell in love with it because I was like, if I didn't know what I was doing and I was able to make this kind of money, that means if I can learn and understand what moves price, that means I can actually make more money. So from there we had a conversation and he told me that I can actually enroll to this academy. Back then that was in 2019, and then that was how I enrolled in the academy, and then I started learning Forex. From Forex, I started learning technical analysis, understanding fundamental analysis and quantitative analysis. And it's been a beautiful experience for me. It has its highs, it has its lows,
of course.
But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that every single day we keep putting a step forward in the learning process and understanding how the market moves.
Being consistent with it as
well. Yeah, consistency, being disciplined, and the passion as well.
That's got to be there.
Yeah,
that's got to be there.
It keeps you in the game. So tell me, what about you, Charlie?
So my initial foot at the door, let's say, was when I was 18 years old. I was introduced to the usual stuff, which still goes on now. I'm sure everyone knows this. Social media, marketers, showing how easy it is to trade, making thousands, millions in one day, etc., etc. So I got into that rabbit hole, got into signal groups. Obviously that went, as you can imagine, not very well. But one thing that did open my eyes to is the fact that if I was losing all of this money, in my mind, I can gain money as well because there's a flip side to it. Obviously I was doing the wrong thing. So yeah, that's what sort of opened my mind and opened my eyes to actually learning it myself, because I went through a period of, we were speaking about this earlier on today, of blaming other people for your own actions, my own actions. And I guess, it came to a level of maturity to take that accountability and to look in the mirror and say, I'm the one pressing the buttons. It's me doing that.
True.
Although they're telling me, it's still me, it's still my decisions, it's still my money, it's still my account. So everything led back to me. So I need to learn it. I need to know how to do it properly. So from there, started to buy courses. Again, here and there, people would sell things that is more generic and be found anywhere really, but still I don't regret anything, because they say when you pay money, you pay attention, and it's so true. It's so true. But from there on, started to pick up some strategies, tweaked a few things here and there, found out about funded accounts back in 2020, went for those. Again, I just jumped in the deep end. I've always been that sort of person to when I learn something or when I begin to get my head around it, I'm all in. And it was the same thing with trading, obviously. That's why I lost a lot of money in the beginning. I will admit that. I'm not ashamed to admit it at all, because like I said, when you give money away, you're going to pay attention. It's going to suck you in, but in a good way, because obviously with trading, and similar to other businesses out there as well, there is massive upside potential with it as long as you're doing it properly, consistently, and all the rest of it. So obviously fast forward to today, obviously managed to secure this role as the head trader here at UKTA, which is brilliant stuff. Really, really good. Really happy with that. I'm excited for where this venture goes and what can grow from it, what can develop, who I'll meet. Because a lot of it is who you meet as well in the journey, is what I've learned as well. It's the cliche saying of it's not what you know, it's who you know, and it's very true. Again, that can be in any industry, but I feel like with my mindset now, with where I want to go, with the goals I have, I'm always going to be presenting my best self to whether it be clients and even myself. I feel like you've got to show up for yourself, especially within the markets, because the markets don't care who you are, what you've made in the past, even what you've lost in the past. So that's pretty much my journey sort of summarized. But I mean, what else can we discuss now?
Yeah, like you said, the market doesn't really care, and the market doesn't care if you're trading with your rents or whether you took a loan and you're trading with the money. As long as you put it in there, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're most likely going to lose it all. That is why it's very essential for most people that want to get into trading to first of all invest in the education part, because this is the mistake I see a lot of people make. They just want to jump into the profit making without literally skipping the education part, what is the most important part of the whole entire process.
Yeah.
And because Forex trading is something that anybody can actually be a Forex trader. It's not like, for example, if you want to be a lawyer or a medical doctor, you're going to get a certificate for this, for that. And then, but in Forex, you don't really need that certificate.
Exactly.
It's all about the skill. So it means that there's going to be a lot of gurus out there telling you this is how we did it to buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And then a lot of that causes so much distraction for people who come into the financial market as newbies, because they now feel like, oh, I'm just gonna draw this on my chart and then I'm just gonna make money next week.
Put a line here, put a line there. Buy, sell. Made 1,000. Do the same the next day, the same the next day. It's just not how it works.
Yes, it's really true. So it's just how it is. You have to invest in the education part first, and you also have to realize that for you to become a master in trading, you need to put in a minimum of 1,000 hours. Personally, that's how I see it, because if you've not put in enough hours into this, it's going to be hard to succeed, because it's literally one of the most competitive industries in the world. So putting in that time, effort, discipline, what I would suggest for anyone who's starting out is first try and get a course or get a mentor that is going to help you, because without that, you're just not going to learn how to do this. It's going to take you much longer.
It's going to take you longer. It's going to cost you more in the long run.
True. It's going to,
because all the losses you're going to take is one thing as well that I really like. Is it's a term that I heard is in trading we can lose capital, we know that, but we can also lose mental capital. So, and that obviously that reflects our mood, our emotions, our drive to do it. Our passion might go down a little bit if we keep losing. It's like, well, what's the point? Where, like you just said, if you're going to the correct educators or education, and you're putting the time in as well, like you said, because someone can show you how to do something. It doesn't necessarily mean the next day you're going to go and make money forever in it. You've still got to put the time in to learn that thing. You've still got to do the back testing, gather the data, put the screen time in, because that's how it works, isn't it? It doesn't have to be rocket science. We know that. But for the untrained eye and for the untrained mind, like if I was to show some of my friends the charts, they would be like, wow, that looks so confusing. Like, how do you work that out? How do you make money from that? But I'm pretty sure if I spent a good few hours with them and just explained, like, no, that's just what that means, and this is that, and it could really simplify things. And again, that comes back to going to someone that is doing it, has done it, and the educational side of things is so important. But so tell me about, as you was, let's say, growing as a trader, how was the support system in your circle, whether that be family, friends? How was that? Were they supportive? Were they? Just talk about that.
Well, I think so my support system, basically my partner, she's always supported me with everything I was doing. So she's always supported me. My family, even though my parents don't really understand it so much, but they always support me, literally everything I do. And another one of my biggest support systems always been my sister. So from when I was a kid, every single business I've ever done, she's always supported me financially, mentally, emotionally.
Lovely.
She's never asked questions. She's just like, you like to do this? All right, let's do it.
Nice.
So I've never had issues with support system. I've always had an incredible support system from my family, partner, and my son's always been my greatest motivation. A lot of times when I had setbacks in trading, I felt like quitting, but time I just look at him, I'm just like, I can never quit. Like there's only, I'll rather get rich or die trying. So
I love that.
The thing that most people scared of in trading is losses. they're scared of losing money, but they don't understand that the greatest challenge in trading is not even losing money. It's you being in a mental drawdown. The mental drawdown is literally worse than losing money, because when you go through that phase of a mental drawdown, that's the phase where you're at a make it or break.
It's a crossroad, isn't it?
It's a
like,
crossroad.
go that way, you can go that way.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Yeah, that's so true.
So that mental drawdown, I went through that phase where I'm just like taking consistent losses.
Yeah.
But one thing I've realized with life and with trading is just the fact that if it's not working for you, it's working on you.
Yes.
Until you become the person who's going to make things happen.
Very powerful.
So you just have to keep going one step ahead of each other every single day. Always learning. Every single thing you consider to be failure, it's just another learning process.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the accounts that I've lost, a lot of blown accounts, I literally journal the reasons why I lost those accounts, the reason I lost those trades. And now a lot of those things, I'm not going to do it again. And if I hadn't taken those losses, I wouldn't have learned the lesson to know that this is the wrong thing to do. It's just like in crypto, like so many people are so dived in Bitcoin right now. You know, Bitcoin hits an all-time high last week, and so many people were just so in on it, buying Bitcoin at the all-time high. Yeah. And that is because a lot of them haven't learned their lesson that you never buy at an all-time high.
Yeah.
You know, you need to buy at an extreme discount. But a lot of people don't want to do that because they feel like the price is going down. Why should I be buying? Without understanding that is when you buy. Yeah,
of course.
You know, but people like to buy when it's going up because they have the mindset they want to see price continues to go to the upside, but it doesn't work that way. You know, like every impulse move comes with a retracement.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just like the saying goes, everything that goes up must come down. You know, it's just how it is, both in trading and in everything. So there's going to be seasons of success and seasons of famine. You just have to be ready for both seasons. You know, opportunity is always going to come to you, whether you're ready or not. If you're ready, it will reveal you. If you're not ready, it will expose you.
Yeah, very true, yeah.
So it just comes the same way it's trading. You know, if you're ready, if you've been back testing, studying, you're going to see an opportunity in the market, and that's right there. You make money. Yeah. But if you're not ready, it's going to expose you, and people are going to see that you don't even know what you're talking about. You keep talking about trading. You don't know how to do anything.
That's the thing, like what you said there, what goes up must come down, and the buy low, sell high. Obviously, that is the basic thing of trading. Yeah. But so many people don't do that. Yeah,
they never do. It sounds so simple, but then you see people buy high and sell low.
Yeah.
And look, they do the opposite. Then you're like, well, the books and the courses and everything is telling you to buy low and you sell high, but people are buying high and selling low.
Yeah. And I think that's a main thing as well. I think to be successful, not just in trading, in anything, is the mindset side of things, because if you haven't done the inner work and the mind work that is necessary, you won't make it. You won't follow a system. You won't be able to show up day in and day out. You know, even like when you were saying, when you were taking the losses, you still show up consistently because of the mindset. Yeah. You know, the psychology side of things. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to say now. What else can we talk about?
Yeah, the psychology part of things, it's, you know, trading is 90% psychology and then 10% of you actually pressing the button.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
If you're not in the right mindset, like I said previously, if you have that mental drawdown, you're literally at a crossroad of quitting or continuing to keep trading, hoping that if it's not working, if it's not working for you, it's gonna eventually it's working on you to become a better trader. Because in life, what I've realized with trading is you can be a trader for the first year and you're not a good trader, but if you stay consistent, the second year you're gonna get better. The third year you will see that you're even better than you were last year. Like sometimes I go through my previous charts and my analysis on like 2 years ago, and I'm like, wow,
it's crazy.
I can't believe I was doing this.
It is crazy.
You know, and I see a lot of the mistakes I was making on the charts, and I'm like, wow, what were you really looking at here? You know, but that's growth because of that consistency of always being present, putting in that time. It helps you to grow as a trader. And anyone out there trying to learn how to trade and you're not putting in that hours, it's going to be hard to learn how to do this because the market is already manipulated. Yeah. So you need to know how those manipulations happen what is causing it to happen. Is it a fundamental reasons or is it a technical reasons? So that's why, like when I'm trading, if I'm looking at a pair, for example, GBP/JPY, for an example, I like to first look at the interest rates to see what the interest rates between the pound and the yen.
Yeah.
And now if I'm seeing that the pound and the yen, the interest rate for the pound is higher than the interest rate for the yen, that means I have that bias in my mind that I will be more interested in buying GBP/JPY.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean that I can't catch a sell on it.
Yeah.
But overall, I know that the trend is going to keep going to the upside because the pound's interest rate is higher than the yen's interest rate. So it has that tendency, a higher probability to go to the upside. So whenever I see price come into a discount zone, I'm looking for a shift to market for on 15 minutes time frame, and then I'm looking for buys.
And that's an interesting thing as well, what you said about there with the fundamentals. I mean, for myself, I've always been technical based, but that's purely because if I look back now in my journey, that's purely because the courses that I was investing in, that's all they taught. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but as I'm growing and developing as a trader, as a person, as a man, I am looking into learning how the fundamentals actually move the market. Because if you look at any professional trader that works in a bank or works at a hedge fund, they all know the fundamentals of the Forex market. Yeah. Similar to crypto, similar to stocks, there's fundamentals behind everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something I'm looking into really learning and developing. But yeah, it's like I say, for the most part, technicals have got me where I am now. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there's always room for improvement. That's the best thing within trading. There's always room for a couple of tweaks here and there, not too much, because sometimes over tuning can actually be detrimental, I've found.
Yep.
It's the same as anything. If you're consistently doing the same process over and over, whether that be looking at the fundamentals, interest rates, bank numbers, all of the rest of it, and then applying that to the charts, again, whatever currency pair you're looking at, as long as you've got a system in place, the world is your oyster, because you can go anywhere with this stuff. And that's a massive thing that wanted me, or pushed me, I should say, to learn it in the first place, because I knew that there was little to no ceiling with this industry, because you can really do whatever you want. And then once you've got your profits and your money, then you can start moving it around into other businesses and stuff like that. But yeah, and I think that's something that I'm definitely going to do down the line. But yeah, for now, focus is purely get the ball rolling with this. Handle more capital, and really go from there, and obviously teach people within UKTA and for myself as well. But yeah, like I said, there's many different avenues and ways to build income streams around it, which is really good. And not only that, with UKTA, obviously with the master's degree, once you have that and you've got yourself a track record of trading, then there's no reason why you can't apply for a bank and they'll probably consider you as a candidate, or a hedge fund or whatever that may be, because that's a massive benefit for your CV, or whatever you want to look at that as. But yeah, I feel like that's a big bonus for this company. I've never seen a company firstly as open as this. You've got the CEO Paul Chalmers showing his face, showing his name. All the companies I've worked with in the past, and I'm not going to name names because I can't do that, they've always hid their face behind a screen. They've changed their names and they've gone around things completely the wrong way, in my opinion. So when I seen this opportunity come up, and obviously I met Paul and he was telling me the plans of the business and all the rest of it, it really sparked a bulb in my mind to think, okay, there's real potential for this, because they're authentic, they're real people. We're actually doing good for society. We're not scamming people like the majority of people in this industry. Again, I'm not naming names, but I feel like there is a shadow that isn't shone upon, and I feel like this is really shining a light on a gap in the industry, because like I say, we're doing things legitimately, which is few and far between. So yeah, I mean, in terms of going back to support systems, to touch on what we were talking about earlier, so my support system, family, friends, always been very supportive. Always been very supportive, especially my parents. When I first told mum that I was doing this, and my dad, they were a little bit confused naturally, like, what are you doing, like, what are you actually looking at? But then I think when I started to get into the funding, and when I got those accounts with FTMO, that's when they really were like, okay, we can see that it's working for you. And obviously, like I said, they've always been supportive, and same with the friends as well. But yeah, I'd say one thing I would suggest for anyone that's watching is looking to get into trading, and you maybe have a job, or you're a student, or you've basically got time in the day that's been taken up already from what you're doing, I would say just get into it, put your foot in the door, learn the courses, learn the content, and then start putting it into practice by going back on the charts to begin with, whether that be in the evenings, early in the mornings. I used to do it on my lunch break. I even used to do it in the workshop and where I used to work. I used to get told off all the time for being on my phone because I was looking at the charts too much. But I would definitely say be structured with it. Similar to people that go to the gym, for example, when they finish work, they go gym and they have a routine, they have a structure with that. So similar with this, I'd say have a routine with it. Maybe even if it's an hour a day, that would add up. And like we said earlier, if you're compounding that and you're consistently showing up every day, an hour a day over a year, it's a lot of hours. Over 2 years is even more. And some people can even do more than an hour a day, I'm pretty sure. So, because at the end of the day, this is a skill for life. That's how I see it as well. That's why I wanted to learn it in the first place. Much like driving a car, swimming, riding a bike, anything. This is a skill for life. And if you can't sacrifice an hour a day, 2 hours a day to learn something that's going to change your life and your family's life and your friend's life, then trading probably isn't for you, I would say. But and it takes a lot to continue to learn it when things aren't going right. But again, touching on the education side of things, if you've got someone or something to fall back on in terms of like a mentor, to say, look, Charlie or Henry, this isn't going right, what do I need to do? If you've got that, which is obviously what we offer here, which is amazing, then like we were saying a minute ago with the crossroads, we'll say, no, you need to go down that road, do this now, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and they'll be on their own road and start to make things work for themselves. So what's your favorite instrument to trade, would you say? Pair, instrument, asset?
My favorite is NASDAQ 100. Nice. I love to trade NAS 100, and it's quite easy to understand because overall it's always been bullish. So if you just focus on the overall market direction and wait for discount price and buy all the time,
fairly simple,
you're literally gonna make money. And another thing I like about trading NAS is it gives me that small time frame entries and re-entries.
So confirmation.
Yes, I like to see several confirmation from 30 minutes confirmation, another 5 minutes, and 2 minutes confirmation I can get in. I like to see all those in the market before I get into trading. That is why I like to trade it. Then on the side, I also trade Euro US dollar as well, and it's also another pair I do trade as well, but not as much as I trade NASDAQ. Before I used to trade NAS and the S&P 500, but for some time now I've just basically been trading just NAS 100. What about you? What instrument you prefer to trade?
So I've got a few and I like them for different reasons. Now, in the beginning when I was learning, I started to learn on GJ and GU. Now, those for the year, 2 years, 3 years, if you're right on that and you start to make some good profits from that, then it's sort of like, okay, this might be my favorite now. So, and bearing in mind that the systems that I was trading on pound yen and pound dollar was completely different to what I was doing with euro dollar and what I still do with euro dollar as well. And again, I gathered data on it, went back in time, and again, I'm like, when you've got all the data there, and you've got all this potential money that you could have made because of the year's performance that it done a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years prior, it's like, okay, that might be my new favorite now. But it's kind of not like that. So to answer the question, really, I've got more of a favorable set of pairs, which is GJ still. So I've gone back into trading how I used to trade. The members who watch the YouTube videos, the lives, you'll see that as well. So GJ, GU, USD CAD, I've got back into that as well, and Euro Yen. So I'm trading those in a similar way, and I've got my own systems on the side that I do trade with, like I said, Euro Dollar and gold. But those two systems with Euro Dollar and gold, they've got a lower win rate, but a higher risk to reward. Sometimes you might even go into a 10 losing streak, 15 losing streak. And that's completely normal with that system, that is. So as I was learning that, and I was actually I went live on it too early, to be honest with you, and I experienced that in the moment. And that really, like we were saying earlier on with mental capital, that really hit me because I was trading that on my live funded account, which was silly of me, I know. But again, we all make mistakes. We're not perfect traders all of the time. So I was trading that on my live account. It didn't really do anything to me too much mentally because I knew that, okay, this is just part of the system. I've seen how it works. And obviously I stuck with it and the winners started to come through. So the winners are a 1 to 5 only. That's what I go for. So, you know, if you're in a 10 losing streak, you only need 2 winners and you're about to break even.
Yeah.
So yeah, the winners started to come through, and you know, it was all positive from there. But yeah, the GJGU, USD CAD, Euro JPY system that I use across all of those 4 pairs is very much multi-time frame analysis, very much using particular levels, taking that, plotting that over there. Because what I like to do as well, you probably do the same thing, I'm not too sure, but on TradingView I like to have a higher time frame on the left and a lower time frame on the right.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at entries, I'll just pick what I need and plot it over there, just so we've got a nice clean chart over here. We've got all of the higher time frame areas on the left. Again, I think anything to make trading that bit more simple, I'm there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true.
So,
yeah.
You know, having a simplistic approach and all the rest of it can really, really excel how you perform, because it is a performance-based business. I don't care what anybody says. It's performance-based. You know, you can work for a company that is in the Forex industry, but to have got to that point in your career, you had to perform as an individual.
Yeah.
They're not just going to hire anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They need to see that
exactly. Yeah.
You walk the walk. You just,
So it's all performance based. So, you know, even now the trades that we share with the members, that's live trades that we actually take on our actual accounts. Anything that's going to make me better and it's going to make me improve and look myself in the mirror and say, you did this wrong, you need to do that.
Yeah.
And trading really shines the light on that. At the end of the year, if you're not profitable, you might be doing something wrong, you know?
Absolutely.
And I was going to say even month, but that's not true. Sometimes there'll be a break-even month or a losing month. That's completely normal, or even quarter for some people.
Yeah, you know, because of how saturated the industry is, a lot of people make it seem like you need to have 100% win rate for you to be a trader. Like, that's absolutely, there's no trader who has 100% win rate. It doesn't happen. Like, no matter how good you think you are, there's no 100% win rate in trading, because the market is manipulated. You know, and a lot of people come into the financial markets and they're learning how to trade, and they have the mindset of learning a particular strategy that is never going to take any loss. Yeah. You know, and they end up learning 100 different strategies and then they become a jack of all trades. Master of none.
Their mind is everywhere.
That's the thing. You know, one of the things I like about UK Trading Academy is having that MBA certificate, which differentiates you from any other person who claims to be a trader. Because now you have a master's degree in financial trading where you can present that certificate. This is something literally 90% of traders don't have. You know, it's all word of mouth. Yeah, I'm a trader. And maybe they just did the course for a month and now they're a trader. You know, but when you have that master's degree, you've spent a minimum of 1 year studying, and that already shows that you know what you're talking about. You're not just some random guy or girl saying that you're a trader when you have nothing to show for it. You're already walking that walk, and it's something that you can present to a company and they can verify it and say, okay, nice, I want to work with you because we've seen the level of time, discipline, commitment you've put into this. So that is what makes people who go through UK Trading Academy get that MBA. That's what differentiates them from other traders.
I agree with that. And one thing I really like about UKTA as well is the in-person teachings that we offer, because you can't beat in person sometimes. You can't beat it. And the fact that we offer that in this classroom that we're sitting in now, with the screens behind us, and obviously every client member has got their own computer to work on. You know, with doing that in person and with teaching in person, you can really, it hits different. It really does. Like, anyone can just watch a video online and then they'll just potentially forget about it, or the educator won't, you know, continue to check up on them and how are you doing? Did you watch this? How are you getting on? And with this, is completely different, because it's a level of accountability, not only for us, but for them as well, because they've got to come in as well. They've got to, it's all about taking it seriously. If you can't take it seriously, then you're not going to make it. If you can't be bothered to show up and come to the classroom here and there and learn from people who are doing it, you and myself, it's a matter of time where, you know, you probably won't be as successful as you thought. But for the people that do want to do that, and that are going to put themselves out there and first of all pay for the course, and second of all show up. I don't mean physically, but I mean mentally as well. There's a high chance that first of all you're going to get that MBA certificate. Second of all, when you come to the charts, when you open your laptop, when you turn the screens on and actually start placing trades. So I think that wraps us up there, Henry. We've covered quite a lot today. It's been good. Obviously, this is our first one, so we'll see how it unfolds and how it develops in the future. So we're going to continue to do these and provide value. But to wrap up, if you are interested in joining UK Trading Academy, then feel free to head to our website where it explains everything that we offer. So we offer trade ideas, signals, if you're interested in doing that. We offer more basic to intermediate courses, online courses, and of course we offer the master's degree as well, the MBA. So